Hello, welcome to Playing in the Waves, a play-based approach to web audio. In this video, we will focus on a more detailed tour of the tour, which is the educational component of this program. This is the homepage, and as you can see here, you have the tour, the playground. You can get to the phone version from here, and then all the links, which are just, me plugging myself basically. So let's check out the tour. All right, so the tour has 4 stops. We have playback rate and pitch shift, amplitude modulation, delay, and audio slicing. And as I'm clicking through these links, I'll just remind you this is all just running in the browser. No downloads are necessary. This program is free and easy to use. And especially this tour, everything is designed to be immediately simple and easily accessible. And I know that these, okay. So each of the 4 stops on the tour, you can record your audio in through your computer microphone, and you can record the audio out from the website itself. So if you want to hear your voice backwards, just record it in. Put the mouse there. You can hit record. Now when as that red button here is, as this red circle is active, it's recording the audio. There it is, and then it's recorded. And then there's your automatically downloaded file right there. So playback rate and pitch shift. I wanted this to be the first stop on the tour because pitch shifting and time manipulation in audio is one of the oldest forms. It maybe reminds you of scratching a vinyl or slowing down a vinyl record. As the sound slows down, the pitch goes down as well, or as it gets faster, it speeds up. Well, here I've separated those out. So the x-axis is the speed of the audio, and the y-axis is the pitch, which is what this compass denotes. And you'll see that as the mouse moves over this black rectangle here, then there on the sort of upper right of the page, it'll show you the values that are being imposed on the audio itself. You might on first glance think that this is sort of normal, but this is actually 0, 0. So the playback rate is 0, which is nothing. So this is a metal water bottle. So this is sort of, let's see if I can get to 1, 0. Okay, so that's normal speed forward and then no pitch shift. But I can bring the pitch shift down an octave, or up an octave, or up an octave and a half, or down an octave and a half. And so I wanted this to be, there's no clicking involved, it just activates automatically. And I wanted the user to experiment with finding these little corners, trying to figure out how to slow it down, but also retain the pitch, which would be right about there. So that's half speed with the original pitch. Because if you go just half speed, it'll slow down. Okay, now let's check out amplitude modulation. This is my favorite one and probably the most complex stop on the tour. So again, you have the record button, record out button. Now this has a lot of components to it. So let's see, water bottle, birds, singing, and bass harmonics. So let's use that. So as soon as I click amplitude mod or activate amp mod, you'll see that we've got this ball going up and down, and that represents the LFO controlling the amplitude or the volume of the audio. And you can see that in real time as it goes up. You see action as it goes down, the wave flattens out. But then pretty quick, that LFO visualizer kind of becomes obsolete, but it's still helpful to see at really low speeds kind of what's actually happening. And as you crank it, you can sort of just start to hear a tone emerge from that. Then you switch to high frequencies. There it is. Right around. I love trying to find where the tone starts and where the fluctuation stops. And then of course you can crank it and then you hear the pitch. Now the other cool thing about this page here is the test tone. So here we have a sine wave, and then if I turn on amplitude modulation, you can really clearly see what's happening with the amplitude. And then you can change wave type. There's a triangle wave, a sawtooth wave, or a square wave. Now with the square wave, well, with all of them, this is one of the coolest visualizations though. As I turn up, you start to get these really cool visuals from turning up the amplitude modulation. Here's the sawtooth wave, same thing. Yeah, and that is amplitude modulation. Oh, one thing I forgot. So you can also change the scope type, which is what this button does. And this will change it from the sort of amplitude-based waveform analysis to an FFT analysis, which breaks down the wave, sort of the visualization based on frequency content. So with the sine tone, it's a very pure tone, right? So it's only existing in this one frequency. And then here's the triangle wave. That's the sawtooth wave. And the square wave. And what you're seeing there is all the overtones. So this is the clearest way to visualize amplitude modulation with the sine tone and FFT analysis, or the clearest way I know how to do it, I guess. And so as you turn up the amplitude modulation, you'll see that sine tone start to split, kind of as you're hearing it. And there it is. That's amplitude modulation, creating a tone just from modulating the volume of the sound. Alright, that's amplitude modulation. So we'll go on to delay here. So same thing, we've got record button, record out button, stock samples, snaps, laser sound, some spoken word, and a drum beat. Laser sounds cool. Okay, so this is the fundamental. You'll see that this visualization is under sort of the audio producing part of the whatever this is, the page. And then if I activate the delay, now we're visualizing the delay line. Now it's just a delay line. I think its default is half a second with like a fairly high feedback. Now if I turn on the delay time LFO, so now there's a lot more happening on screen. So here's the LFO. At the top is 1 second, and at the bottom is 0 seconds. As you can see here, it's going up between 0 and 1. And now this will control the rate of the LFO. So if I crank that, oh really, that Doppler effect is really strong. yeah, I like to kind of slow it down to here. And my favorite part is when the LFO is approaching 0 and everything lines up right here. And you can see it line up left to right. Right there. There it is. And that'll start to split off again. All right. And that is the delay stop. And here's the last stop of the tour, audio slicing. So let's just go through. We got, I think that's the metal water bottle. Yep. Just tapping on a metal water bottle. That's a sort of a compound sound that I had made earlier in the year. Bass line. This one you have to be kind of careful switching between samples really fast. Sort of a cool groove. So as you go to the top of the screen of this rectangle, the clip length will go up, and as you go down, the clip length will get smaller. And you can really explore these sort of, oh nice, good symbol there. Really get in those sort of spaces there. Yeah, the minimum clip length is 0.0 hertz, which is, you know, 1/100th of a second, and that's as small as you can make it. And then at the top, I forget what the max clip length is. I think it defaults to 1/3 of whatever. 1/3 of whatever the clip is. Yeah, and you can record in anything, so I'll just do, oh here, I've got my Slinky here. Okay, so I'll record this. Okay, and there's the whole clip laid out of time, out of real time. Okay, and then as I get narrower down, and I'm not clicking on anything, I'm literally just moving the mouse towards the bottom of that rectangle. All right, and that's audio slicing. Now this next link will take you to the playground, which will be explored in much more detail in another video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you learned something. Feel free to use this tool. This is just a free tool for anyone to use. It's an educational tool. It's designed for beginners, for people to just play around and click on buttons and experiment. And I hope that it's at least a good time and fun for you. So thanks for watching. Enjoy.